Hey guys, Danny Stone here, back for another tutorial video, this time on governor policies. In this video I will go through all the governor policies, explaining what they do, all while giving you guys a few examples of when and how to use them. Before I begin, I would like to thank everybody for the great support and feedback received for the Imperator Rome Cicero guide published yesterday. It means a lot to me and I really hope it helped you guys. Anyway, without any further ado, let's jump right in. First of all, what is a governor policy? Well, to understand this, we need to analyse how the different territorial spaces of the game are divided. As you guys know, the world map is made up of settlements, cities and metropolises. A cluster of these three make up a province, and a cluster of provinces make up a region. The good way to illustrate this would be to click on the province map mode just above the minimap. Once you click on this, you'll see an entirely new map mode opens up, made up of loads of different little provinces with nice and lovely different colours. It's all very pretty, but you can see each colour represents a province which is named. For example, in the region of Greece here, we can see that we have a province of Epirus, a province of Achaia, Laconia, Hellas, Aetolia, Thessaly and more. A groupment of these provinces, so multiple provinces together, form what the game calls a region. To find this, you also click on the region map mode just above the minimap. And here, another map mode opens up with still nice looking colours but bigger regions. These form regions, and each region inside has their own provinces. So if I go back to the province map mode, you will see that the region of Greece is formed up of the provinces of Laconia, Achaia, Hellas, Aetolia and Epirus. This now brings us back to what governor policies are. Well, governor policies pretty much work in this way. Each region has a governor who can enact governor policies for each province in the region that he controls. Basically, these governor policies are edicts that give a province different bonuses. I will go into detail on what the different bonuses are later on. Basically, when you appoint a governor, he will automatically choose a policy for each province he controls in the region. However, at a cost of political influence and tyranny, depending on if your ruler is the governor of a region or not, you can change the governor policy to one of your choosing. To illustrate this, I will show you an example. So, if I go on the region map mode here, and you'll see that each region has their assigned governor. Here you can see the region of Greece is governed by Hyperides II Icodai, who is the ruler of the Epirus Empire. To the north we have Illyria, who is governed by its own governor, and to the east, we have the governor of Macedonia, who rules Macedonia. Further to the east, I have the governor of Thrace, Bithynia and even Asia. All of these governors control the provinces in a specific region. So if I went to the province map mode now, and if I clicked on the province of Epirus, you would see it would open the province tab. Here you can see the governor of that particular province, and the more important button of governor policies is situated just here. This is how you choose your governor policies. In order to change it, it's a simple click. Click on the governor policy and then choose the governor policy you wish to change to, albeit at a cost of political influence. It also costs you tyranny, like I just said, if the governor of the region is not your ruler. For example, if I was to go onto the governor of Macedonia here, click on change governor policy, and you will see it would cost me 10.5 political influence, and it would also give me tyranny, because I am forcing the governor to change a political policy that he put in place, in effect making me tyrannical for forcing him to change the policy. Now that we've gone through the basics of what a governor policy is and where it actually acts, we're now going to go through every single governor policy in the game and tell you what it does. The very first governor policy is the one of acquisition of wealth. This one is pretty straightforward. It increases the local tax and province commerce while increasing the monthly wage of a governor. The governor perceives a monthly wage for doing a job, that being a governor and therefore administrating provinces in a region. To find out how much money a governor makes from doing his job, all you need to do is find a governor of a certain province, so just click on any territory in a province, click on the portrait of the governor and move your mouse icon over the wealth section. Here it will give you a detailed breakdown of how much this governor earns per month, and here you can see for being the governor of Macedonia, this guy gains 9.36 gold per month. Bear in mind, if you have the acquisition of wealth policy, this number should be 33% higher, because as we said, as well as increasing local tax, it increases province commerce, while increasing the amount of wage paid to the governor. The next policy is the one of harsh treatment. This increases province loyalty. To see this, I will show you the loyalty bar here. If this bar is full, then the province is loyal. If this bar is low down and basically not very full, it means that the province is not loyal at all. The harsh treatment increases this province loyalty by a certain amount per month. It increases the province loyalty through fear and increases pop migration speed. That's because they can't wait to get the hell out of this province. However, with this policy, pop migration attraction is reduced because nobody wants to migrate to a province with an evil, nasty governor in charge, and pop production output is also reduced because you treat them like crap. This is useful in scenarios where you conquer the province and the pops are disloyal. This can be used to keep them in check and also to weed out the troublemakers by making the pops migrate away due to the increased pop migration speed. The next two governor policies are really simple. Religious conversion and cultural assimilation increases conversion speed in the province and the cultural assimilation speed in the province. You use this when you have provinces that are not of the same religion or culture as the dominant state, culture and religion. It is important to assimilate and convert pops, since pops that are not the same culture and religion suffer a satisfaction penalty that is quite significant. To show you an example of this, I'm going to click on my capital city of Passaron and try and find a pop that is not the same culture or religion as me. Here I click on the view pops and I will scroll down and find a pop which is not as happy as the others. Here I've found one Cappadocian Zoroastrian pop, Freeman. If I move the mouse cursor over the percentage here, you can see that due to the fact that he is not of the Hellenistic culture group, so not the same culture as me, he gains a minus 30% pop satisfaction. The fact that I am Hellenic and he is not also gives him another minus 10%. And also the fact that this guy has not got a Hellenic religion decreases his satisfaction by a further 5%. This is really important to actually assimilate your pops, because unhappy pops are pops that revolt. Remember that. The bleed them dry policy basically means squeeze the province out of everything that it has. It increases local tax and commerce income significantly. However, unrest goes through the roof and the province produces less food. Unrest is the measure of how happy or how unhappy pops are in a territory. Unhappy pops contribute to unrest. The more unrest you have, the more likely there is to be a revolt. You can see the unrest value of every territory by simply clicking on a territory and moving your mouse cursor over to the flame and the pitchfork at the bottom, and here it gives you the value of unrest in this territory. The Borderlands Policy increases your local manpower and fort defence. In essence, you produce more manpower and your forts are harder to siege down. This is useful in provinces that border a rival. For example, over here in Anatolia, I as Epirus have conquered a little bit of the coastline here. I could consider changing this governor policy here to the fort defence, to the Borderlands, which I actually have done and I totally forgot about. Here you see it increases the local manpower of the region, the province, by 12.5%, while increasing the local fort defence by 10%. Considering Phrygia is one of my major rivals, this is a very useful policy to have, and in case they declare war on me, it can slow them down significantly. The next policy of encouraged trade is quite a good one. It increases province commerce income and the monthly food produced. Use this to provide a boost to the provinces that generate most of their income through commerce. To find out which one does produce the most income through commerce, all you need to do is click on any given territory in a province. Here it will open up the province tab, and you can see at the top of the screen you have two values which are divided. First, the one to the left, which represents the tax income, and then the one to the right, which represents commerce income. Commerce income is the one here that gets affected by the governor policy of encouraged trade. Tax and income are generated by slaves, while commerce income is generated by citizens. The tax income for the province is the tax income of all the territories in a province added together. The same principle is applied for the total commerce income for a province, except that you also add all the revenue you make through your different trade routes. As you can see, while hovering my mouse over the total commerce income of the province of Epirus, you can see at the top I have all of the cities and citizens contributing a certain amount of gold to the province, and then underneath that you can see all of the trade routes and how much gold they give to this province. You can see olives to Liburnia give 0.28 gold per month, earthenware to Helveconia provide an extra 0.28 gold per month, and so on. The social mobility policy increases the speed at which POPs promote. I will not go into major detail on POP promotion mechanic here because I already go over it in detail in the Cicero tutorial I made. If you want to see that video, just go to my channel page and check out that video if you want more info on POP promotion. The next one, local autonomy, is quite a useful policy for provinces with high unrest. It increases the happiness of all POPs in the province, albeit reducing the population output. This makes sense, because if you kind of give them more local autonomy, then the POPs are going to be happy because they have a degree of autonomy in their affairs. However, since they can do what they pretty much want without you interfering, well, then they will produce less. This is useful in provinces where happiness is a real issue contributing to unrest and a short-term fix is needed. It's worth noting that most of the major unrest issues in a territory come from the actual unhappiness of POPs. The next policy, civilization effort, is quite an underrated policy. It increases the monthly civilization change of all territories in a province. But what is this civilization value that the civilization change affects? Well, this basically amounts to how civilized your territories are. Each territory has a civilization value that increases at a monthly rate based on a few values. The civilization effort policy increases that monthly gain. This can be seen if you click on any territory in a province and then you move over to the domestic section. Here you can see your civilization value, and underneath the bar you can see your maximum civilization level and how fast it actually increases. Basically what happens, every month the civilization value increases by a set amount. Here you can see it's 0.02 per month. If I were to enact the civilization effort, then on that 0.02 per month, it would add another 0.03, therefore increasing the monthly gain of civilization to 0.05. As you can see with the detailed pop-up, the higher the civilization value of a territory, the more POP capacity that specific territories have. The better also the supply limit, which means you can place bigger armies there, and the happier your citizens and freemen are. Freemen and citizens like living in civilized places, not barbaric wasteland. However, tribesmen don't like civilization, so the higher the civilization value, the less happy tribesmen will be. It also increases migration attraction of the territory, allowing you to pull more POPs from the surrounding territories. This is a really useful policy if you need to civilize barbarian lands you recently conquered. Generally, the first step is to start promoting the newly conquered tribesmen into either freemen or citizens via the POP promotion governor policy. Once that is done, you then increase the civilization effort to make them happy, because the tribesmen would have been promoted to either freemen or citizens, and freemen and citizens like a high civilization value to increase their happiness. Finally, we have centralized and decentralized POPs. The former increases every territory in the province's migration speed, meaning that POPs will move around faster. It also increases the migration attraction of the province capital, which is marked by a pillar on the map. I will show you here, for example. The province capital of Illyria Graecia is Apollonia. It is marked by the little pillar, which is situated here. It also decreases the migration attraction of every other territory in the province. This has the effect of drawing your POPs in the province from other territories to the province capital. This is useful if you want to create nice bustling cities full of juicy POPs. This is why I recommend to have only one city in a province, because the city has a higher migration attraction than settlements, and coupled with the centralised policy, you can draw vast numbers to your provincial capital from all the surrounding territories in the province. Once the pops arrive, you can start promoting them or demoting them to citizens and freemen, creating vast cities, providing you with a major manpower and research hub. The Decentralized Pop Policy does the exact opposite of the Centralized Pop Policy. It decreases the migration attraction of the provincial capital and increases that of the other territories in the province. This is very useful if you have multiple cities in a province and you need to spread your pops around evenly between the cities. It's quite a good technique when you're trying to play tall, since you have limited land to expand and therefore you need to get quite a few cities in just for the tech and the cash. The fact that you can spread the pops around in the different cities while playing tall increases the tech rate and the economic growth of your small but powerful empire. Well, that's it for this tutorial, guys. I hope it helped. If you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for another episode of Imperator Academy. Bye for now, people.